Resident Eyeball. I mean, Resident Evil Revelations demo.
Hi guys, it's Ninja Andrew and
Ninja Misty.
She's kind of reluctant, guys. She doesn't really want to be here, but we're doing
Resident Eyeball.
Oh my god.
Can we do Resident Bitch Slap after?
I'll be here all night, folks. I'm just going to quickly go into my audio and turn down the background music because then I won't be yelling over it, which will be nicer for you guys. So there we go. Alright, so we've decided we're going to do this on slightly different difficulties. We've both played through essentially on all the difficulties. We've made it through on all of them, and we've basically decided it'd be more fun to show you guys like two different versions so you can see more of like what Resident Evil's all about. In case you
Exactly.
What's that?
Well, if you've never played it and you just kind of want to get a feel for the gameplay,
You know, on different levels. So I will be playing on Infernal difficulty because I like to test the limits of my sanity every day.
and because Ninja Andrew tests the limits of my sanity every day, I'm going to show you guys chicken mode.
There we go.
I'm going to do casual mode.
Ninja Misty did just beat this on Infernal.
I have done it on Infernal for all of you that are wondering. Yes,
You know,
I
maybe
did.
if you bug her, she'll do it on Infernal mode again for you on video.
Maybe if you comment enough, how about that? It's a
There we go.
challenge. I will do it on Infernal mode again. Although, if we get the game and we play it together, we'll be doing it on Infernal mode.
There we go.
With every other one that we've played,
We played on the hardest difficulty that was available.
and
Yeah.
I live to tell the tale.
There we go. So, are we ready to hit it?
I'm ready. 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Quick Genesis.
But actually, it's interesting to see. It's like, here's a buttload of crap on casual mode, and
Here's nothing
here's
on,
a handkerchief
you know?
and a Bic lighter.
Hey, no one's saying Chris is dead.
Alright, then let's find him already.
And just for anybody who doesn't know the story, this game was originally for, I believe, the 3DS, and then it was ported to this version for the PS3, and it's just come out recently, or for
Today.
you know, main generation consoles or whatever. So like, or current generation consoles. So like, basically like we're doing a little test play of the demo here to show you what it's all about, and we'll make our comments. Just basically give you some first impressions, feedback like at the end of it, and
Copy that.
you guys will be able to see as we go along, like, you know, what this is all about. And just take into consideration that this is a 3DS port, so, or in some respect, they probably updated quite a bit, but just gonna cycle through the controls here. Some of them are different from previous Resident Evil games, so just to take that into consideration. Some things are still the same, but
You're going to hit your L2 to pull up your Genesis scanner, and you're going to hit R1 to scan. Like you can see there, I found an item that I can't pick up because it's some ammo.
you basically want to scan. I'm imagining like part of what it said on the loading screen, like as a tip, was like that you want to get 100% on the scanning. So I think that means literally scanning every item that is available in every room to be scanned for part of the completion of the game. There's also this door here that goes into essentially a cafeteria style area and goes back further through the ship.
I'll actually open it and just give them an idea, because on casual mode, there's nothing in here.
There's nothing in there.
On
For
infernal
me,
mode,
there's a bunch of monsters in there. Basically, you could consider it to be like, if we were probably playing the game, we would have probably come in through that door into this room and found this zombie guy here on the floor. So, like, we probably would have killed the stuff that's out there already. So the fact that it's there now, kind of in reverse, means that, like, it's probably not exactly set up for you to get through it the easiest. You can, if you want to go and check out the demo, and are a sadist or a masochist, depending on how you look at that situation, by all means, help yourself to any and all of the zombies that are in there, but I don't think that there's actually going to be anything in that direction that's going to be beneficial to you.
and if you just want to get an idea of what it looks like, you can go the entire length of it all the way out to the deck of the ship on casual.
Do it on casual mode,
there's
yeah,
nothing.
and just see what it looks like.
There are
yeah.
no enemies there.
It looks like you eventually get to a spot where it looks like that's where you came onto the ship in the storyline. So I've gone ahead. I'm at the door where I'm gonna peek through the hole.
For sure.
Oh my god.
Chris! Chris! Come on, say something! I found Chris, but he's trapped in there.
Can you get him out?
No,
Okay.
it's a tough lock. I need the key.
So I need to find the key. I'm heading up
Let's find it.
the stairs. Whereabouts are you?
I just walked out the door, and I'm actually on casual mode. I'm going to head down the stairs, and I'm going to scan, because there is an item, which is an herb, just in case you need it. Probably not going to on casual mode.
I wish I had an herb. Or more than one.
Yep.
Plural. Plural of herb. I wish I... Yes. Boom.
Now, I will say, if you haven't played any Resident Evil games, you're going to be confused as to who these characters are. You might want to Google it. Give yourself a little bit of an idea.
If you haven't played the other Resident Evil games and you have a friend, there's some great co-op games as far as, like, scary zombie and working together. And this game, unfortunately, looks like it's going to be mostly single player. So, you're going to be looking at a situation where you're probably playing together, but, you know, if you can organize that.
And we'll just see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, see, Misty and I will probably be picking this game up, and we're going to be trying it out on our own time. Whether or not... It's like we'd like to do some sort of ultimately, some sort of a Resident Evil series for you guys. And so you can hear here that there's definitely some awesome sounding stuff in these rooms, right?
Did you show them the giant pod on the ceiling?
You know? That's fancy.
Which is not in casual mode.
That's where the Pokemon comes out of.
That's what we'll call it. Okay, so I'm in the creepy bathroom. And here comes our first friend.
So if you're playing this, guys, that would be one that you would need to kill. Best to use as little ammo as possible, most likely on the machine gun, because that's just going to make the best use of your ammunition for later.
And just as a side note, you reload with square.
Yes. Or X, actually, I found.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. If you're, like, aiming.
Gotcha.
No, I don't think there's going to be anything in these lockers, but I'm just checking them anyways because health is always nice.
And just if you watch both of our perspectives, you'll see that we're having a very different experience.
That's right. I'm having probably a bit more of an intense experience, but it's measured. You know, like, they're not putting you up against stuff that's too difficult, but you just have to be on your toes. So I've gone down now. I'm in the room where not fun stuff is about to happen.
For sure. I'm just scanning, you know, to see if there's anything. Okay, this door to my right is going to be locked.
You know?
You're going to go straight ahead. Hear the scream that Ninja Andrew is talking about. Notice the attractive slime coming out of the vent. And let's watch this exciting thing happening in front of us. Okay. So what you can do...
And you can scan stuff from there.
Exactly. Go ahead and scan that item, and then when you go in to dispatch these two... What are these? Ooze monsters? What are these things?
Yeah, really. Sounds good to me.
These pupating parasites with bad overbite creatures. Whoops.
I found a survivor. The B.O.W's got her, though.
Who was she?
I'm still trying to piece that together.
Okay, so it picks up the crew quarters area key.
Yep.
Parker.
I just got mine.
Out on the woman, but
I'm going to scan the room and see what I can find.
Let's try it out. I'll meet you in the Chris's room.
Ammo is always good. Good to reload while nothing's here biting your face. That handprint that you can scan. Don't think it's really important in the demo, but
In the main game, it would be one of those things where you want to get 100% of everything scanned. There's probably also going to be feats attached to, or trophies attached to getting everything.
okay, so we're gonna check this locker here, and there is some handgun ammo, which is good. We're gonna head up the stairs, but first we're gonna say hello to our little friend that just slimed out of the vent.
Nice. Something that I didn't have the pleasure of having to deal with.
Oh, but you have many more pleasures waiting for you.
Yeah. So, I'm actually at the laundromat. I'm about to make my crazy suicide run. And we'll see if I make it out on the other side.
Alright, I'm going in the laundry room. There's actually a little bit different experience in here for me. Because, dang it, this laundromat comes equipped with some creepy shit coming out of the dryer.
So you can see there's a bunch of stuff in this game that you will have the pleasure of going up against if you actually are to play it.
And that little fellow was waiting right there at the door.
You know? They like to put them in places that are about to jump out and grab you.
Totally. And some extra epic and hitting scan instead of fire.
I like how the guy at the end is waiting there, just like, man, what have you been doing? And it's like, oh, nothing, you know. It's cool. You just came back here.
Exactly.
Guard the kitchen. You know?
Yeah, you just make sure you stay here doing absolutely nothing, dude.
You know? With all of his, like, equipment.
Yep.
Looks like he has grenades on him, like, you know?
Speaking of grenades, I'm gonna throw mine and just blast the living bejesus out of this guy.
There you go. That's the best way to use grenades.
And can I also say that I'm just only slightly paranoid that every time I open a locker that one of these dudes is going to be in it?
Oh yeah, man. You know that they'll do that in the real game.
Okay, so I took care of that guy. You're going to walk out here.
Are you at the staircase?
I am coming out that door. And I'm at the staircase. In Infernal mode, there would be a whole big buttload of them right here.
You know? You can watch my side of it to see what I did with them.
Casual mode, easy breezy.
Jude,
Come on, we gotta help Chris.
Now we're gonna help Chris.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, I'm going into...
Alright.
Chris?
Oh my god, it's not Chris.
What did you do to his head? It's a mannequin.
What an elaborate ruse.
You know?
it's a trap.
Oh no! Thank you, Admiral Akbar.
Why not just gas them
You
while
know?
they're in,
Well,
like, the meat room?
You know? And, like, gas them in a room with an open door.
There you go.
You know?
What is the truth? Gas mask, dude.
That guy's so... Chris.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, is that Chris?
You know?
Chris, you crazy prankster.
Totally. So, basically, like, that was the demo. It's available in the PlayStation Store right now if you guys want to check it out. The game also just came out today. Probably going to be like maybe yesterday or the day before by the time this video gets out, but you know, that's the idea. It just came out. And we'll probably be picking up at some point soon. And, I don't know, like, any other first impressions kind of...
Well,
You know, what do you feel about, like, the fact that it's a port from a 3DS game, or how do you think that came across, or, you know, how do you like the controls, how do you feel that this measures up to other Resident Evil games? Those are my questions for you.
well, I mean, I think as far as the feel of the gameplay, it feels like what you're used to.
Very much like what we're used to, except for not being able to run,
Yeah,
which was sort of a staple of the old games and just kind of missing here.
I guess they consider, because you do move slightly faster when you push
You know?
on the stick, but I like being able to run the hell away.
Yeah.
Run
Not just
away.
like, oh, you know, here's my jaunty jog down the, you know.
Because that's,
Like, no.
yeah, it's, let's all be honest, if this stuff was coming after you, you wouldn't be like, well, do.
Yeah, let me just walk past you real slow.
I'm not even speed walking. I'm just gonna kind of, you know,
Yeah.
prance through the ship while this thing that can suck my face off is...
Or these three things.
Oh, the
that,
16
you
things
know.
are lurching towards me. No problem.
Yeah.
Just don't worry.
So there's that. What about, like, okay, graphics for a 3DS port to a console?
Well, I think clearly the characters look good.
Yes.
Um,
Levels and Enemies, not so much.
It's
Like, level was okay.
the level's okay. It's not like you see it and you're like, oh my god, that's
You know,
funny.
like, it still has that effect of, like, when you're in the dark and you're looking with your flashlight. Like, it still has that, like,
Sure.
oh my god, I'm in a weird ship feeling about it.
Yeah, and the ambient sounds are always good, you know.
You know?
The
I'm a little disappointed with the enemies. The only reason I say that is because it's like, you have Resident Evil 6 just came out and it has basically the same looking enemies,
right.
but just way better looking. Why not use the ones that were in it's the same exact looking enemy. You know what I mean? Just slight differences maybe, but like, why not just use like ports of those enemies?
The ones that regen themselves?
Yeah, like you could use them in a slightly different way here. Put in the...
These almost have, they look like those enemies, but they have like, almost like the claw arms of the...
Some of the other enemies that we were fighting, like the regular guys.
What were they called?
Oh, I can't remember. There's so many different versions of these zombies.
I can see them. They had like multiple eyeballs, but they looked like part human, and then they had like a giant crab claw.
Some would have a shell, some
Yeah.
would have claws, some would have legs, you know.
And you kind
I know
of
what you're...
see the hint of that.
Actually, if you play in the infernal mode of this and you go in the wrong direction at the beginning, you go past the cafeteria, there's some other enemies in the hallway, and it's kind of like, instead of having just like claws at the end of their hand, it's kind of like having spikes all the way down their arm, and then they come at you using them like blades. So like, I think they do something with the effects in that, and like, I guess that's kind of cool. It's just like, the graphics wise, after having seen the stuff in Resident Evil 6, it kind of leaves you like, you know what I mean?
Right.
This isn't quite as polished as it could be. I don't know.
But that's probably because of what it is.
What it is, exactly. So, like, that's just, like, it's just critiquing it for what it is. That's all it is. Or just putting that out there, you know?
But you definitely get the...
But the feelings, like, what you're going through, like, the way the game feels as you play it is definitely very similar.
Well, you get that claustrophobic...
Nowhere to go, nowhere to run.
Go, very intimate.
You know, having to make split-second decisions where it's like, do you fight, do you not fight, do you know what I mean? How do you calculate your moves and all that kind of stuff? When do you use your healing herbs and stuff like that? It's like very much the Resident Evil game, you know?
You get the
from what the recent Resident Evil games have been.
For sure.
Which are the ones that we like. Boom.
There you go.
You know? Still a fan of some of the older ones, but definitely a fan of 4 and beyond, personally. That's where I'm coming from, just like looking at like this game, you know? I didn't play Raccoon whatever that came out a little while ago.
Raccoon City.
Some like Raccoon City Operatives, or I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, maybe. You know, something like that. It sounded like it was more multiplayer, and like one of my buddies was like, it wasn't as worth it. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go and check it out at some point. You know, but like, you know, that's basically our playthrough of the demo and our first impressions of like Resident Evil Revelations, and like both of us being Resident Evil fans is probably contributing to why we're gonna pick it up, but we definitely like these games, and like, you know, it's like this definitely looks like it's gonna deliver the experience of another Resident Evil game, so
for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Definitely something worth checking out or putting on the list for something to pick up later when the price goes down, or you know what I mean, like all that kind of stuff. You know, but you know, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been informative, and we're going to try and bring you guys more content like this in the future. And you know, like, subscribe, comment, share, you know, do all that stuff.
Definitely.
You know?
We appreciate your support. And
you know, and your opinions and, tell us what you think.
Tell us what
Should we
you
get
think of the demo.
Yeah, exactly. And we will catch you guys next time for more epic adventures with Dork Ninja Gaming.